I'm calling the meeting to order. The roll call has been taken. Everyone is present. And has everybody had a chance to read the agenda? And I need a motion to approve the agenda as is or modified, either one.
Make a motion to approve it.
I'll second.
Motion to approve by Jimmy Hollingsworth and second by Tim Brown. Any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion approved. So I have already got that done. Next thing on our agenda will be to approve or modify the previous minutes from the last meeting. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes from the last meeting?
I'll make a motion.
We have a motion to approve by
Second.
Ms. Reed. Second by Frank. Anybody have any discussion on it? All in favor say aye.
Uh-huh.
Motion approved. Any public comments? I think we got. Is that old Michael Powers? You want to speak?
Yes, sir. My name is Michael Powers with Powers Heating.
If you would, come on up here. Hey, would you turn that on for me?
That's gonna be weird. I'll get over to behind the podium.
Need that.
Good afternoon. My name is Michael Powers with Powers Heating and Air. I was one of the firms that had presented a project for the jail HVAC. I heard through the grapevine, because I wasn't here at the actual opening, that I was low bid, so I felt that it would behoove me to be here to answer any questions, if there were any questions in regards to that project. So that was why myself and my wife are here tonight. Thank you.
Uh-huh. And where are you from?
I'm from Ocoee,
Ocoee?
Ocoee, Tennessee.
Okay,
okay.
I got you.
Gotcha.
Have a question. Did you send anybody to represent you to do the walkthrough for the?
No, sir. I was unable to get anyone in contact with anyone for a walkthrough.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Public comments being over with, and let's go on to finish old business. And I guess that's, do we want to do that now, or you want to wait until your report
What's that?
on the jail HVAC?
We could just wait until.
Okay, let's go to 6B, animal shelter. Let me give you an update on the animal shelter. We have signed contracts with Romat. I got two of them here, so they are starting on the May the 15th. They're going to start their construction, so they actually are moving in right now and getting familiar with the site, what they're doing with it. And so that is moving along. As far as colors and stuff on the steel, structural steel, I've asked them to get us some samples, because I don't want to be a holdup on color selection, especially for roof trim on the around the roof, any metal wall paneling, any window trim colors and stuff. I want to make sure that, and brick samples too, color tones. We're going to talk about them here in just a couple minutes. I've asked Miss Reed to help me get some stuff together on it. I know that's kind of really preliminary right now until the contractor gets us some other colors, but this will give us a chance right now to speak about what colors we do like, what we don't like, as far as roof trim and wall colors. So we're going to talk about it for just a little bit, but we have awarded that contract, and it's progressing along. So
I got something to say on that.
yep, go ahead.
I would like for the director of animal control to be at those meetings when we decide on colors, just to get his input. Because it's going to be his building.
He's here.
Yeah. Well, when we decide to pick the colors.
He will be.
Okay.
I think he pretty well got told that, along with me and others, that whenever we do any color selections, he's going to be around.
Okay. Yeah, I think he should, because he might want to pick a color like Dwight's shirt.
Well, as long as it doesn't,
Bright.
as long
Bright
as
color.
long as it doesn't cost us any more money, I don't mind him picking whatever color he would like. So yeah, he's going to be involved in all the
Okay.
selections of our colors.
Okay.
Not a problem.
Okay.
But I asked the contractor to actually submit some colors to the architects for us to look at. I have not received anything from them, so Ms. Reed got some stuff together for us so we can everybody can kind of figure out what do we like. I mean, what do we want to see the brick to look like? What do you want to see the window trim around the window? You usually have black, white, chrome, or dark bronze. So, you know, we all need to decide what we want those to look like. What else? What else, Greg? What else? The roof, yeah. We're basically we want to decide what we want to see on the roof, you know. So, yeah. Okay. And so that's what we're going to look at. We're going to talk about right now. It is a metal roof, yeah. So, Ms. Reed, you want to?
So there's not many
Take off.
places to get bricks around here.
Only place I know of is over in Winchester
Yes, I
at the
didn't wanna give
it used to be the
names.
old Interstate Block Brick. They've been bought out by Alley Cassidy.
Was that place in Morrison still in business, or is it out of business
No,
too?
it's gone.
It's gone too?
So I have a
Same bunch of
red,
them.
a white, and that's supposed to be I picked out a brown, but that's the sample he gave me that they would actually let me take with me. So, like I said, there wasn't a whole lot of options. So with the metal, I did hear we wanna go light, because we don't wanna draw in the heat during the summer. Is that where we're gonna go with?
Well, that's what we need to discuss. No, it's not I mean, I think if you go with any of those colors right there, I mean, you're gonna be okay. Even the blue.
Well, let's see, I have the black behind it,
Mm-hmm.
'cause I like the black, the white trim out look, that is in style for now. But I did throw blue up there, cause it didn't look too bad with the brick, so I did go with lighter. So either one could be either the roof, or the trim, or the Sulfic work.
Craig, you got an idea?
I have other colors that is darker.
We were discussing possibly do like a gray on the walls, because we're gonna have, with volunteers, so we're gonna have signs, and they're gonna pop a little better against.
A gray brick? You talking about on the front and on the sides? Cause that's
Just
brick.
The metal, oh, the brick,
Cause your front of the building is gonna be brick.
yeah,
And your sides is brick, so, you know, the office section,
right.
okay? Now, yes, the rest of the metal side on it, you will see, so we'll have to, you know, that's gonna be a choice we're gonna have to select too at some point.
Yeah, the brick to me really doesn't matter a whole lot.
You guys got preferences?
I don't.
I don't think the white for sure.
Yeah, I'm kinda out on the white. But I don't mind
I
it
like the
though.
end one.
I like the end one too, the grayish and the brown, dark.
Yeah, that's more modern. Yeah, I don't like the white at all.
Jimmy, you got thoughts?
I like that, I like the gray on the end.
Frank?
Yeah, I like the gray.
I mean, we can also switch the two metals that are on the red over there, they would still go with it too.
Yeah, we could, I think, you know, unless they get us our metal colors, I think you're right. I think we could do anything with the roof on it. I do like even that tan, the light tan on the roof wouldn't be bad. Or you could do the white roof. This is a white one over here. Is that like a polar white, I think? isn't
Polar,
it? Yeah.
yes, I've got
And the
chart.
dark bronze for trim color. I
Yes.
mean, Dwight,
Could I just make a comment?
yeah.
I put a building up, probably 25 years or so ago, and I was gonna get a colored roof, and they would not guarantee the roof if I didn't do the galvalume or something.
Mhm.
It said it just won't hold, and my galvalume is giving me no trouble
Right.
25.
And I know what you're talking about, the painting, on this roof though, they've done a Kynar finish, which is way advanced compared to what it was back 25, 30 years ago. So they hold the color a whole lot better. They don't go chalking and fading out, so I'm not too worried about having a colored roof on this building. We're doing the same thing on the health department.
I see a lot of roofs that are metal that people put on their homes, and they fade fairly quickly.
Yeah, that's a whole lot different paint
Okay.
process than what we're having put it. We're putting on a paint process that's not cheap. So, yeah. Cause I wouldn't recommend it either if I knew it wasn't a Kynar finish, paint finish on it. All right, let's just think about that and we'll hold that, keep those samples and, I'll probably, can we keep them for a while, do you know?
Yeah.
I think what we ought to do is just hang on to them. Let's get the other ones to come in from the contractor and from St. John, and then we'll compare them at our next meeting. And y'all can kind of come up with the final.
So
one.
those are from Winchester?
Yes.
Yeah.
And the metal is from Watson's.
Yeah, because it'll be a little bit shades of difference on metal because it's not
These are all-
Watson, they won't be buying Watson metal, it'll be from their
Add
metal
more samples.
manufacturer. All right, so we know kind of, I'm leaning toward that end, okay? So
Me
just to
too.
tell you my opinion, but that's just my opinion. Then we can see what he gives us, and we can tell him, here's kind of, Craig, what are you leaning toward?
I mean, I do, I like this band over here.
I'm gonna tell you why I like the gray and the darker, because it's like a three-tone brick. It's dark, it won't show dirt, grass, everything else is bad. So, yeah, I kinda like that one.
The green that
Yeah,
you can see on other brick,
yeah, yeah.
the green moss or
Yeah.
not moss, but
All right, so let's move on to the next item, which would be any updates on number 6C. Only thing I know that they are fixing to start on the 5th at, supposedly on the 5th, they will be done with the site work at the health department. And as soon as that is completed, they will be starting process of moving in to start the construction project down in the health department. So that's moving along too. Let's move on to new business, number 7A, report from maintenance supervisor. You're up, Rick.
Just a quick update on a couple of the projects that we've completed. The community room walls, we got the metal up on the walls.
Looks great.
That's the good news. Bad news is it's only been open for 2 weekends and they've already started taping stuff to the walls, and it's already got 4 or 5 different areas where they got adhesive stuck all over the wall, so we have to come up with something to do to.
We have any signs
There's
up?
there's no signs up. I did speak to the mayor's office about some signs. Apparently there's a contract, I didn't get a copy of it, but there is a contract in the contract that they sign. It says not to put anything on the wall, but it's only
Taping signs up there and balloons and stuff.
So I don't know, so I just went in there Monday for the first time since we got done, and there's one area in the wall, it's about 8 foot long, and it looks like they just stuck something on the top of the wall, and they, of course, they peeled it off, and all the, all the glue stuck to the wall. A couple other areas where they, looks like somebody might have stuck something to the wall and peeled it off, and it's, left all the adhesive on there, so we gotta think of something. 'Cause it's only been 2 weekends.
didn't we discuss a deposit? for
We
that?
know we can't do a deposit.
Can't do a
do a
deposit.
I feel like we should at least do some signs or something and maybe a fine. I don't know if that's an option.
Mayor, I'm gonna come to you on this because, they're already putting tape on our metal panels.
Yeah, I hope this is a remedy. We've ordered 120 magnetic clips. They're like these clips, I just
Yeah,
say clips.
the magnetic
right?
clips, yeah.
And, we're gonna have them in a box, 40 per box, and when somebody rents a room, if you guys think it's a good idea, we're gonna have them, leave a $20 deposit for the 40 magnetic clips. And when they bring the box of clips back with their keys, they get their $20 back. So they'll have multiple ways of hanging posters, ribbons or balloons or anything else they want to on the walls.
Rick? That's better than, I would still put
We're gonna have a sign that says no tape.
yeah, we
okay?
need to get some, maybe a couple of them put on the, by the door where they come in or somewhere in there.
I think the magnet ideal, I think that'll fix
Like,
it.
It'll help.
I hope it will.
Okay, thank you on that
And
one.
then, the other project is the exterior painting on the Manchester Library. We finished it this week. Now it's ready for
Muriel.
the murals, yeah.
Okay.
Spoke with Polly today and she's happy with everything and was liked the way everything turned out, so they should be able to move forward on painting their murals.
Okay.
And then we have 2 bids. We have the paint for the sheriff's bus garage. Let's see, this one.
Thank you.
Hold on.
Tim.
No, she's got it. Got an extra.
Yeah, there you go.
This is the exterior, right?
Yeah, this is to paint the exterior
Mhm.
of the Crawford County Sheriff's Motor Pool. I'm painting the walls and garage doors with one color. Kind of talked to the sheriff, and he's doing like a beige, desert tan, army look color with a. And they're gonna do the trim and the top gutter in like a bronze. And then the door frames and the regular entrance doors will also be bronze. And then the downspouts on the gutters will be the same color as the building to kind of help them blend in.
Okay.
We received 3 bids. Volunteer paint was the lowest bid, followed by Ross Services, and then Golden Trust Exterior. Volunteer paint came in at $17,173. Ross Services came in at $22,125, and then Golden Trust Exteriors came in at $28,885. And including in the scope of work is pressure washing the entire building. And there's a little bit of rust in some areas, and they'll be treating those with before they paint them.
This roof and walls.
Just the walls. The roof.
Just the
The
wall.
roof. Yeah, the roof has already been done by.
We already got that took care of.
Yeah.
Everybody have time to review them? Have any recommendation or motion?
I have a recommendation for the volunteer paint.
You making that as a motion or a recommendation?
Either one.
I'll do the same.
We have a motion made by Commissioner Hollingsworth and seconded by
Second by me
Commissioner Brown
for volunteer.
to approve volunteer paint as the contractor paint the exterior of the building. Any more discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion approved. Let's see, we'll probably need to,
Has that money already been appropriated, or is it coming out of your stuff?
It was approved for capital projects.
It was, okay, it was one
Already
of the
the last
capital.
budget.
Okay.
The other one is the heating and air for the jail. So it's
Sign that, please. I'm gonna pass this around. I want everyone to sign it, so that way we can send that on to where it goes to.
Right here.
Yeah, just right there with me, anywhere you would like to put your name on it. Oh, this is the packet. Jimmy. Did you just give him my pen?
Well, he didn't bring one in either. I'll make sure I get it back.
Two girls.
Here, there's some outside the door.
No, wait a minute, I got another one. Here. Okay.
And this one is to replace the three 13-ton units on top of the jail. We had three bidders. We had Powers Heating and Air, CHC Mechanical Contractors, and Lee Company. Powers Heating and Air came in at $330,055.44. CHC Mechanical, $330,375, and Lee Company at $349,820. So all three of these were fairly close. Just a couple of notes on these. So CHC Mechanical Contractor, we did a walkthrough with them. They're the contractors that work subcontracted with Train when they installed all the new units for the energy savings package. And then Lee Company, as I spoke before, they are the current maintenance contract for the jail. They do all the maintenance work for the jail currently. And then Powers Heating and Air, they were the lowest bid by a very slim margin, but nothing against them. I've never worked with them before. We never worked with them, and we weren't able to meet during the thing. So this would be the first time that I've ever met you. But I don't know if you were able to get any, like, because you weren't there for the walkthrough, if you were able to see like where the crane needed to be due to all the security measures that were
Yes, sir. Uh,
taken.
So I've worked in many prisons, mostly in the state of Georgia. That's where I started out. I've done a lot of prison work. I spoke with Gilly Cranes right here in town. They had
Okay.
done the original crane lift over there.
Okay.
That's who I had worked with in
Yeah.
order to.
So you probably got some inside information about
Yes.
where you needed to set
I
up.
know
Okay.
y'all got a train tracer control system into the building.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I'm fairly familiar with what the information I was able to gather
Okay.
about what y'all have
Yeah.
going on over there.
Cool. Because that was probably one of the biggest concerns that everybody had was the crane operation, the crane work. So
I got a question. How long you been in business?
In the state of Tennessee, I've been incorporated for 5 years. My family has had a business in the state of Georgia since 1978. My mom retired 3 years ago. So I've been in this industry since I was 15 years old.
Cool.
What units are they bidding? Are they all the same unit?
yeah, it's the
Aeon.
Aeon units. Yes, sir.
I would
Would-
s-
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I would say I just got done doing 9 rooftop units right in downtown Memphis, right next to the University of Memphis for Highlands Health and Rehab. It was a project of which we had to shut down the road and bring in a 150-ton crane, set it up, and do 9 rooftop units. So I'm fairly familiar with this. I'm very familiar with getting into prisons and the background checks and the PREA classes that are required to go in there. And then I've worked extensively with train
Okay.
controls before.
That was my next question. We do have train controls on the units, so you're familiar with that.
Yes.
Okay.
Primarily, I've worked with train in Georgia.
Okay.
I'll be working with a different division, the one in Nashville. I've been on the phone with them already.
Okay.
To, discuss this project, because I knew that they did have the controls on it.
Okay. That's good.
What size crane did you plan on using?
It's a 150-ton crane with 3 loads of counterweights. So it would take, we would essentially have to come in, coordinate with y'all, of course, come in, and it'll take up to 4 hours to set the crane up in order to be able to lift the units up.
Rick, I got a question for you. You got a good relationship with CHC and Lee. What's the pros and cons with them that you've seen that you've worked with?
So with Lee Company, my original mindset was to let them do it because they're working on all those units. In the past, we've had issues with one company installing units and then the company that does the maintenance contract on it or whatever showing up, and if there's something wrong, they tend to blame, well, that we didn't install this unit, you let somebody else put this in. We're not gonna, we're not messing with it. With that being said, the bid was fairly, substantial between Lee Company and the lower bid. So that would be something that, you guys would have to justify on that. As far as CHC, again, the only work that I've done with them is when Train came in and redid all of our units here at the admin plaza, they were the subcontractor. So I just working with them when they did that. That's the only relationship I have with them.
What's your lead time on your units?
8 to 12 weeks on the AOS.
Okay.
And that's pretty quick, actually. Because these have to be built. Like, they're not sitting in a manufacturer, or they have to be manufactured to the specifications. They're not just sitting in a warehouse, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so,
they're all custom built.
some of the,
Do you know the total dollar amount that the contractors were using for the crane service?
I believe the estimated quote, because they don't give me a dedicated cost, because it's based upon the hour. So if we get slowed down, it costs us more, but it's about $20,000 total from portal to portal. And that's anticipating taking 2 days to get everything in there.
I know I set them with my 120-ton crane.
Okay.
One load of counterweight took maybe 1 hour to set up, so
Okay.
quite a bit of difference. I wish we'd have got the crane service quoted separate, because the people that I know, I'm no longer in that business, with that size crane, I'll put that way. So I believe I could have negotiated a really good deal on crane service if we could have separated that out of these bids.
Chairman Hirschman, I got a question for you.
Yep.
You do this a lot, and you did it for a long time. What do you see in here?
Well, as close as they are together, here we are, we got a maintenance contractor that does our maintenance on our equipment there. So we're gonna have an issue, as Rick said, he's gonna come out there and see equipment that's been installed that he didn't install, and he's gonna walk away from it and say, I didn't put it in, you need to call the guy who installed it, he's got a warranty on it right now. So there's another delay of time. Now, whether or not we have that problem, because we don't know, you'll have a 1-year warranty issue anyway. So he would be, whoever is responsible for that first year anyhow, after that, then we're gonna wind up having a maintenance contract, I'm sure, again.
Would that be the problem with Lee Company, with them not doing it?
So then.
so after a year or two, let's just say they came, because we've had this happen a couple of times. So let's just say we have an issue, and whoever's out there doing the maintenance on that day calls Lee Company and says, hey, the unit over pod, B is not working properly, and they get up there and they start digging into it. Well, if they say, well, it's the controls, we didn't install these we didn't put this unit in and we had nothing to do with it. You need to call whoever installed it because they did X, Y, Z wrong or backwards or, whatever. And then like Terry said, they'll walk away, and then of course we have to call back, you know, the initial installer. But
You said you're out of Georgia?
No, sir, I'm out of Ocoee. I was originally out of Georgia. Our family business was.
that would be my only concern with that. But it's also, we have to justify the difference, you know,
Yeah, that's
as
not-
far as
18,000.
What, yeah.
Mhm.
What did,
$19,000.
what did we budget? Do you remember? Is everybody in budget?
yeah.
We did-
the
we had a
the
budget on
origin I
this.
think the original one was much
We're
was,
over.
was higher.
I mean, our
We're-
budget was
we're
higher.
un-
Right?
I don't know that it was ever approved. The number was ever approved by Budget and Finance because they said that we needed it to bid it out.
Okay.
Because I was under
That's
the,
right.
originally, we were under the assumption that because we were under contract with Lee Company, as long as they provided us with 3 separate options,
Correct.
that we could go in that direction. Like, that's, in the past, that's how we've always done it with Shelton's, because Shelton's has our contract. As long as they offered us 3 separate options as far as equipment, and they warranted their labor and their equipment, we were always allowed to go with that direction because of the we spoke about as far as outside companies coming in on a service contract. The other company that has a service contract usually won't, usually doesn't want to touch it.
Right.
So I'm not sure if Budget and Finance approved the actual project at all yet until it was bid out.
I don't think we did.
I don't think we have either.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I'm pretty sure we haven't.
Nobody from CHC or Lee's here, right?
I don't have anybody else on the list.
Okay.
So do we need to make a motion to send it to Budget and Finance?
If we approve one of these, yes, we'll have to. As to whether you want to approve one of them right now, or do you want to do something different, or?
I mean, I'm thinking Lee Company, just so we don't have the headache down the road.
Mr. Powers, do you have references for that you could?
Yes, sir, I can get y'all references. Robert Morgan from Highlands Human Health and Services over there in Memphis. We just got done doing a building over in Polk County for the Board of Education over there. We can get you those references as well as Scotty Dye, who works for the city schools, who I'm doing a project for right now.
Do you have any references that are 5 years or older?
5 years or older?
Yes.
I'm certain I could find some that are 5 years and older. I know that if you give my resume, it'll show you all the jobs I've done. Many of them are over 5 years, from 5 years ago. A lot of those people are no longer in the industry. I'm sure y'all know this industry is aging out pretty quickly. So a lot of those folks have retired, but I could absolutely get you those
So
references.
that's my thing. We've had this happen and then contractors, they close up shop and we have no one to take care of it.
Yes, ma'am, I understand
So I
that.
just wanna
Now,
see the history.
The big thing on this one is those are Aon units. Hobbs and Associates are the representative of them, and that's who I would contract through the service of them for. Instead of me personally coming to do it or my guys doing it, I wanna go with the trained professionals that are specifically trained on those units. Those are the Hobbs and Associates technicians. So if there was an issue, first thing with a unit, the first thing we'd be doing is calling Hobbs and Associates and bringing somebody that's specifically trained on those Aon units to service them. Wouldn't be somebody like me
Yes, no.
that is out there more on the sales side and the installation side. It's gonna be somebody that's dedicated, that knows that equipment in and out. These are very, very technical pieces of equipment. They have a lot of devices in them. They're also brand new, with the new refrigerant. So we have a lot of new safeties on these units. Our refrigerant is now flammable. So we gotta have a lot of new safeties on there. And what we're seeing, truthfully, what we're seeing with all these new pieces of equipment is some of these safeties and these bugs have not been worked out. And that's particularly why I want to make sure that Hobbs and Associates is doing the service on those units.
Thank you.
Let me make a recommendation, just so we can move on, if that's all right, and you can say yay or nay. I think what we need to do is, this is just my opinion from where I stand at, I think as for, just hold off on this right now. We have time. We don't have a lot of time. I understand that, Frank. But let's ask for, each one of these contractors to give us a list of their previous, from last 5 years of their experience and what they've done. And so we can contact a few folks, and I'll have them, email them into Rick.
I believe I already have yours. I'm sorry, I don't have a copy of it, but I believe I have your list of the last jobs that you've done.
Yes, sir. I have included my resume
Okay.
in the bid. That's
I do have.
Which
I
is
do.
good.
I do have it. I just don't have it in
Well,
front of me.
I'll still, even though he's got his, I need to get one from CHC and one from Lee. Okay, I know, but they can supply that. And let's have that for our next, I got a feeling we're gonna have a special call meeting before the end of the month. But would you get that done for me and get it
So you're just asking for how many year history?
at least 5 years from each one of them? And their projects they've worked on that's comparable to this project or better or bigger. Because I know if they've done anything similar to this, they've got that information.
I agree with you. It's $330,000, a lot of money.
Yeah. So it's 350, but I still, I don't want to get, we're trying to fix this problem of this hodgepodge deal where we get a contractor that doesn't stay in business for, 5 or 10 years down the road, and there we are, we're stuck again. And that's what we're trying to eliminate now, so, that's just my recommendation. We can pass one of these if you want to pass it now. If you don't want to do that, we can go on. But that's be my recommendation. Y'all have to tell me what we want to do.
I'm fine with getting the references. I'd rather be safe than sorry.
I agree.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Tim? So I think all of us are in agreement. If you get that, Rick, and if you can get it to me in the next week or so, I don't have a problem with calling another meeting. And hopefully I'll have colors by then for the animal shelter. Because I meant to have them today, because I called and I couldn't get people to answer, so. Let's do that, and if that's okay, sir, that's where we'll go with that, all right? So let's hold on this, and we'll have a decision. I want to get this put to bed, though, because we can't wait much longer on this. It needs to be done this month, just to tell you, even if we have to do it. Because if they'll get us some colors, I've got a date that we can look at, and we'll think about that. Okay? All right, next thing on our item is, what do you got? You got any more, Rick? All right, we've already talked about our capital projects, and we're still waiting on St. John on the roof on Lanham Library. Okay. Mayor, I don't know if you know it, we are not gonna sit there and keep throwing money after Lanham Library, money after money after money every year. I'm directing, we're kind of pushing toward Scott to get us some information on getting us a budget figure so we'll know what to do with that roof. We gotta get it fixed some way or another, and the drainage system, because those two work together. Okay, that being said, let's go on to item 7C, which is John Marsoni. John, you're up. You're the lucky winner.
Is this thing on?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Good. Mr. Chairman, committee members, thank you for giving me the opportunity and time to talk with you about trustee's office. What I want to talk about is some updates in the office that we have some significant needs that need to be addressed, and if I can talk about those. Frank, you're probably the most senior person here. When did we move out to this facility?
Not a clue.
Was it 1986 or 1982?
Something like that.
Okay, I don't think
He
the,
probably knows
That's for my.
more than anybody else. He probably knows exactly. He probably knows the day we moved in here.
okay.
No, we didn't move out there then, John, because I started in the county in '93.
Okay, we were already here in
No,
'93.
We wasn't here in '93.
Okay,
There was doctor's offices sitting right here, because I used to bring inmates out here.
okay, okay.
He's
Well,
gonna
at some
tell you
point in
what
time, it's been here for some time. I'm correct on that. Not sure whether or not that office has been updated as far as the workspace and the facility, but there's a couple things I want to try to address tonight. First priority is what we're looking at is security measures, and then also a wall or privacy wall for bookkeeping. I asked the maintenance director to take a look at that and get his opinion on it. And the advantage of having the privacy walls to minimize interruptions during work times and privacy, so she can get her work done in that particular area. Her job is multifunctional. She doesn't just do the bookkeeping, but there's times when she does the bookkeeping, she doesn't really need to be interrupted. Other times, she's working the counter with the rest of the girls. But if I can ask the director of maintenance to maybe provide some cost on that, estimated cost on that.
Just for the privacy wall, it's a like $300 or $400 because I do it myself, obviously. But you're just talking about the wall, the covering the desk.
At this
So-
time,
So there's a desk that she uses to count money, and it's out in the wide open, and there's no way to stop anybody from even getting back there. It's just a little swing door. So we were looked at putting in a solid wall to just block the view from the public of them counting money. And it's
We're talking about high, all the way up the ceiling?
yeah, up to the ceiling. It's
Okay.
only I think we measured it. It's only about 5 foot off the. Like I would just tie into an existing wall, come out 5 foot, go all the way to the ceiling.
it's a little bit taller than me, Terry.
Yeah. So when you put a wall up, how's she gonna know that there's somebody out at the front to help the front counter? I'm just asking that question.
Well, she's not the only. Oh, you can. Talk
Generally,
to me,
she's not
sorry.
Okay.
she's not the only one there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
So that's just for that part.
Okay.
That's just for that wall, but it's a very minimal cost.
Would that be doable?
Well, that'd be up to this, up to this group here. Is that all you got?
Well, I kind of want to get that out of the way first before I went into the second part.
Well, we just can't keep granting stuff. We need to know all of it and pick
Well, it's
what
too.
we think is
Yeah, it's too.
necessary.
Two-phase.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Like, let me.
This is phase one then?
So this
Phase
is
one.
just one thing.
Okay.
The other thing is a little bit more extensive and it's a little bit more, involved. So we kind of wanted to break them up into two different things because this one is actually just something that I would just do personally, go in and I would do it. That's why it's low cost, not very much involved. The other one is a little bit more involved, and so it's.
But it
probably-
won't involve this right here?
It has nothing to do with that wall. No.
Okay.
The other one, we have a timing issue on it. It's from October through February. We have a tremendous amount of traffic coming in and out of the office, so we can't possibly do it anytime between October and February. Rick is already committed. The maintenance director is already committed on what he's doing this summer, so it's going to be out of the question for this summer. We're hoping to look at this next summer and update the office, bring the counter around, give it an L area, increase the work area, increase the workspace. That's going to do two things. It's going to, number one, allow continuity for the people coming into the office to keep a flow. If you will, if you want to imagine this, the clerk's office right across the hall, she has an L section. We're not looking at anything that large, but we're looking at something similar to that concept. And with the L section, we can have people at one part of the office and then another set of people at the other end of the office. So it's going to allow continuity and more importantly, on top of that, we handle a lot of confidential information in the office. So we need space and we need a little more individual attention for people. A lot of tax relief applications require confidential information. So we're trying to allow that privacy for the general public. And again, that would take some time to, probably sometime next year, maybe next summer, to complete that. But that's on the back burner for right now. But it's something I want you to consider on that for us.
You haven't looked at cost on it, have you? Or have you?
I mean, I just not in detail, but
Okay.
because it's kind of far away. But I mean, it would be my recommendation that each of one of you go
Look
over
at it.
there and look at it and let him
Do
kind
you
of
have a drawing
explain,
of it at all?
kind of
Have you kind of laid
explain
out some
to
kind of
you
a
what
floor
he
plan?
wants done.
I've got a drawing in my head. I don't have anything drawn out for you, but I think in the meantime, when would you like to come and we can have a drawing ready for you?
Well, we can come anytime. I would like to have a drawing in my hand before I come down there, though. Wouldn't you, Frank? I mean,
I would.
every time we.
What your concept is,
Yeah,
so
what
that way we
we need
would
to know what
know.
your concept, kind of rough what your concept is. And that when we come down there, we'll see you, we'll know exactly what we're talking. Because I can get these guys, they actually.
Well, the concept is like the clerk's office
Yeah,
with the
but
L.
it ain't same as, you need to do what they did up at the courthouse, and they sat there and made out drawings for us.
Sure.
You know, even.
We've got plenty of time.
Piece of paper, you got plenty of time to do it. Put
We've
it
got
on
plenty of
piece of
time.
paper.
You just let me know when you want to
I
look
know
at
you
it.
have a tape measure, you can give us a little bit of measurement. So just give us something a little bit, you know.
Sure.
And and we'll come down there and see you.
Be more than happy to.
Okay, I think that'd be the easiest way to do it, and it'll let us understand what you want to do,
Absolutely.
okay?
Any questions?
Because it makes it easier on him when he has something.
Well,
in paper.
I've already been up there and we've already
know
talked
that.
about everything, but I would like for
But
everybody
it makes
to
it
see
also
what
easier for us.
Yeah, I mean,
as a group
that's why.
to approve it.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, did you want to come by next week or the week after or,
You tell me when you got your drawing ready, I'll be ready to come.
okay.
I'm not coming in from June the 1st through the 9th. I'm not coming in anytime, or the 8th. I'm not coming at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's raining. So, yeah, give me a drawing, just a sketch, a good
Okay.
one, something close. You got that.
I'll get it.
Thank you. Let's go ahead and, we can go ahead and we need a motion to approve the privacy wall for the bookkeeping, if you want to go ahead and do that.
I'll make a motion to approve it.
I'll second it.
We have a motion made and seconded. Need more discussion on it? Are you putting insulation in that wall for sound at all, or just gonna make sheetrock wall?
No, it'd be.
Yeah, she kinda needs some sound, I'd say, kinda knock
I mean,
it
it's
down.
still gonna have a pretty good opening
Yeah.
for
I know.
ease of access to the back door, but I mean,
Anything,
a little bit will help. But the biggest thing is we don't want people seeing her back there counting money.
True. Okay, we got a motion made and seconded. Any more discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion approved.
Thank you, committee members.
Yeah, John, just do that for me and just let me know when you got it ready.
I will.
And I'll kind of get a couple of these, because there's several of these guys that are kind of easy to get a hold of, and they'll come down, we'll come down and take a look at it all together, kind of. It makes it easier for us
Sure,
when we have something in our hand.
sure.
We like that,
Thank you.
don't we, Tim?
Right.
Okay. Okay, that's, end of items in the new business. Do we have any other new business that we need to bring up next meeting? If not, let's set the date for our next, on 8, which will be the next meeting date. And I've already discussed with Commissioner Jimmy Hollingsworth. He will be filling in because he is vice chair. And that will be, we're gonna have our meeting scheduled for June the 5th at 4 o'clock. Is everybody good with that?
Yes, sir.
Tim? Good?
Is that gonna be early enough to talk to Mr. Powers and the rest of these? Or we're gonna have a meeting before that?
Oh, we may have a meeting before that. I'll have to call that one.
Okay.
Okay. Hopefully, I'll be honest with you, I hope we have one before that, because I hope we have some colors. So, yeah, I'll fill it in somewhere in our schedule and make sure everybody's good with doing that, okay? All right, so that is June the 5th right now at 4 o'clock. The next thing on our list is number 9.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion approved. We're done.